y'all. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from us, subscribe below. And of course, if you want to see this channel continue on, support us on Patreon with $1, $2 per video. Today we are going to do something really fun and completely different. We have never done a video like this before.
I'm excited about this.
We are going to be answering your assumptions about us. So we did one of those little like question stickers on Instagram, and you all sent a ton of assumptions. It's going to be a wide variety, and we're going to try to be as honest as possible. So hopefully this is a way where we can get to know each other a little bit better and maybe confirm or clarify some things that you may assume about us.
First assumption, one of you said you guys always get along. Is that true?
Perfectly, like angels.
I wish. No, we are just under 2 years apart, like a year and a half, a little more than that. And we're human, we're sinful, we're sisters. We don't always get along.
And we work together a lot.
A lot. We have really strong opinions. And so when one of us differs, like one time we differed on the cover of one of our books and we had very different opinions. You remember that? And it was like, like it was very hard. And so we have to really like practice selflessness and ask God to help us a lot. But we get along great. We just have moments where it can be a struggle.
Okay, another one going a little bit deeper. Someone assumes that you don't think it's okay to be friends with non-believers. And that it is sad. Like I don't want us to come across that way, or to, you know, to give you that assumption. Like we don't think it's okay to be friends with non-believers, because like we were just talking about, we would like to have more friends that are non-believers. Obviously, when you're in a place like you're going to church or you're doing like those sorts of activities, you naturally kind of find friends in the places that you are, whether it's school or work or whatever. So I think that I would like to be more intentional with that, because I think it's definitely okay to be friends with non-believers, and I would like more of them. So if you're a non-believer, I'd like to be friends with you. I think that would be really awesome.
I assume you both were unintentionally flirtatious / boy crazy as teenagers. Unfortunately, I wish we could have that label that we were just oblivious and we didn't know what we were doing. But as teenagers, we were really flirtatious. Like I think in one vlog you called yourself the flirting queen and we were both were. I mean, we were just really boy crazy. And I think part of that was that we were trying to find our identity and our worth and value in guys, and like having a relationship, having guys notice us, like us, which I think is a struggle a lot of us girls can feel. But we were definitely intentional in our flirting. And I think we were just really immature. And as we grew and got more mature, we realized there's a lot better ways you can go about navigating like the guy-girl interest.
I assume that you guys just hang out with white people.
Aww,
so you're going to have to help me out with this one. So just to let y'all know, I know it's like you only get a tiny glimpse into our life and it's mostly just us two, but we grew up playing a lot of intense sports. So to be honest, like the majority of people that we hang out with were very different than us, in the sense of like Hispanic, African American, and we loved that. So that was kind of our norm, going to a gym where we were the minority and we loved it. We're like, this is great. Like we love God's different, you know, the different people that he created. It makes it so much more interesting.
I know.
And people that are different than us have so much to offer. That's one of my favorite things. And I know just the churches and your small group, you have like,
I know, church, small group, we have all sorts of cultures, all sorts of ethnic backgrounds. And I think maybe that assumption, and I can see it, like we are white and our whole family is, and there's a lot of people in our family, and we have in our extended family, like the people we've married and then their family, we have a lot of those people on our YouTube channel, on our social media. And so you see a lot of that. But this is a good reminder that I think we need to remember that and bring some more of those friends, that diversity onto our channel, so that y'all can see, yes, we love people of all races and we love God's diversity in that. Y'all talk about Jesus all the time and only listen to Christian music.
Well, this is kind of funny because I'm wearing a Love Like Jesus shirt, so no one's going to believe this.
Oh, I know. Well, maybe on our channel we talk a lot about Jesus, right? Because like we're Christians and we're trying to bring a lot of topics from God's word.
Well, and we love talking about Jesus.
We love Jesus. I mean, he's the foundation of everything, like our salvation. Like we love him the most, and he is everything in our lives, but he's not like the only thing that we talk about. So we're not driving to the store and, you know, we're like getting lunch and that's all we talk about. We're talking about life and what you did yesterday, what you're doing tomorrow, the vacation you have planned, you know, what you're gonna make for dinner, like all sorts of regular life stuff.
Normal, silly, random.
Yeah, and if you follow us on Instagram, on our Insta stories, we bring a lot of that on our Insta stories. We're like trying to do more of that. Yeah, like our personal Instagram, our GirlDefined Instagram, where you see more of just like the normal life stuff. And then as far as music, we listen to a lot of Christian music. We do love that, but we listen to other music too. And we listen to some secular music, and it just depends. It's more like a song by song basis. Like, are these lyrics that we support, that we want to listen to, that are fun and uplifting and great? If so, awesome. We'll rock it. So
we'll rock it.
I don't know.
I assume Bethany tries so hard to be young and makes Dave do things for her own satisfaction. Why are you laughing?
That's a funny question.
I feel rude.
Okay, well, you do have to clarify that you are a little bit older than Dave.
Yeah, so I'm 30, Dave is 25. I think probably why people assume I try to be young. I'm not trying to, but I feel very young at heart, you know? And it's like, I feel like, wait, why do all the little girls, like you go to these stores and all the little girls have the cute clothes, like fun bows and frills. Like I just appreciate that and enjoy that. And so I've just kind of decided like, there aren't rules. Like who says I have to like dress a certain way? So I just kind of dress in a way that I really enjoy and think is modest and, you know, and I don't worry about it. So that may be why people think that, and that's fine. You can assume that because it's probably true. I think any relationship, we all try to, you know, we're all selfish and we all want our husband or boyfriend or whatever to get them to do things that make us happy, you know, which is wrong. So I definitely do that. But my goal is not that. My heart is to be selfless and loving and serving, just like all people should be in a relationship, because when both people are really focused on the other, it makes for this amazing, thriving relationship.
One of y'all assumed that Kristen is more easily embarrassed. I find this funny, but I will say there's like a snippet of truth to it, because over the years I have struggled more with the fear of man, like fearful of what people think about me, how they're going to view me, how they're going to judge me, and then kind of living for people's approval. And that's something that I've definitely struggled with. And so as a result of that, I would tend in a lot of cases to be more embarrassed because I was more self-conscious, more self-aware in a way that wasn't healthy. And so God has been growing me in that and helping me even today, like all the time, like see that I don't need to live for anyone's approval. I need to live for God's approval, and what people say about me isn't the defining identity for me. And so, yeah, I would say on a general basis, I probably do get more embarrassed, and that's why, but it's something that I'm growing in.
Yeah. I assume your marriage is boring for Christian. So
it is. We just sit around all day and stare at the wall.
Whatever.
12 hours a day, that's all we do.
I do think that there is this assumption, though, like really on a genuine note, that being a Christian or having like a Christian marriage is boring. And I guess I think that if you think like all you have to do is like sit and like meditate and study almost like you're a monk or a nun, then that can sound really boring.
Well, I would hate that life.
I would hate it too. You have to remember though, fun is different for every person. You know, fun for someone may be like, I want to go play golf all day. And for me, I'm like, please don't torture me. You know, like I wouldn't like that. So, or fun for someone else is like, I just want to go out and eat like a burger and a Coke, you know, it's like, it's very different. Fun is different for each person. But I think that both of us in our own ways, like you and Zach have a lot of fun doing certain things, like doing a house project. Like Zach loves house projects. I'm like, please go, you know?
Well, that's medium fun for me. Maybe like going on a hike, like camping. I'll take that.
It's just different ways of relaxing, enjoying. And so I would say both of us, like that's one of our goals within our marriages is to have that best friend aspect and to have a ton of fun together. So we have tons of fun together, but our version of fun may not be your version of fun. So we feel like we're having a blast, but you know, maybe you wouldn't if you were us, but we're happy. So.
I assume that you dated other guys before your husbands. That assumption is actually correct because we were both in pretty serious relationships before. You were actually in two or three.
Like
well, you were single for longer, so you had more of like the dating years.
I would say 3 officially.
Okay, and I was in a really serious relationship before I married Zach, and those relationships were, you know, you don't know when you start a relationship how it's going to end, and you're always assuming the best and hoping for the best. And for both of us, those relationships weren't the ones, obviously, that God had for us. And so we're grateful that they ended and that God directed our paths differently. And now we're married to Zach and Dave, whom we love so much. So yeah, that assumption is correct.
I assume that Kristen is the more conservative one. By the way, I love you guys.
No.
What is it that comes across that you are? Wait, is that a good thing?
I don't know. I think people think conservative is like, okay, I'm conservative. I don't know. Maybe because I am a little more... like our personality types, you're a little bit more like blah, and like you always have been. And I'm a little
like
bit
outside
more
the box. You're inside the box.
Yeah,
you're very
like not
classical, like in the way we dress, and the way we talk, and the way that things we enjoy.
So maybe that's why.
But, but I think that we probably have different areas where we're more like generally
if we were
we're pretty similar.
Like specific things, like I would say like on like convictions and specific things that we believe, I would say we're like pretty like-minded,
but more like gray areas, I guess, where it's like the Bible doesn't specifically say like every movie you should watch or the way you should dress. Like we may have differences in that, but I would say we're probably like pretty equal, but just different.
Last one of you assumed that you lose track of where your clothes are with all of your sisters. Love you.
That's true.
That is actually true. I don't even, like, we're not even living in the same place. We live across town from one another. We have a couple sisters who still live at home, and we lose track all the time because you borrow something from someone. Like I just found a bag in my trunk.
I know.
That little bag, and it was like a tote bag, and it had some of your clothes in it, and it had been living in my trunk. And then I brought it
looking for
inside.
that bag.
Then I put it back in my trunk to take to you, and it was there for months. And so you're probably like wondering where that shirt was.
Those jeans. It was my jeans in there. I wondered what happened to them.
I should have been wearing them all this time. But yeah, we borrow, we exchange, and it's just like revolving closet.
It's a revolving door.
It's really nice. Thank y'all for watching, joining in on this conversation. Thank you to those of you who submitted your assumptions over on Instagram. That's usually where we do polls because it's just easier. So follow us on Instagram, which is @GirlDefined, to participate in stuff like this. We'll do another one. I hope this cleared up some of your assumptions, whether negative, positive. I know there are a lot more, so follow us on Instagram. We'll definitely do another one of these videos, guys. But thanks so much for watching. Again, give us a thumbs up if you like this. And as always, our channel is run by all of our amazing patrons. We know some of you are out there watching. We appreciate you so much. But we're always looking to raise more because, you lose some, you gain some. So if you would come on over, join us on patreon.com/GirlDefined. Give $1 or $2 per video. It's not much, but you are what enables us to keep this channel going. So thank you so much for your support.
No, I didn't. That was too hard.
Yeah, and you were getting too long on it. I don't know how to say it without saying next. It feels funny.
I feel like it's awkward to just say the question.
But not if it's fast.
Because
Oh wait, maybe that question, the way she phrased it, it's not like a full question.
Just cut it off somewhere else.
Yeah. We did have